Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video, and today we are doing a Casino number 2 event idea. Now, this was the one you voted for. I was really happy because I'm actually really proud of this event. I actually think I think this event could be great. Like, I generally do. The only issue with doing a Casino 2 event in today's kind of tapped out climate, and I think Spring King, he pretty much level this out as well, is we can't really have mini games because they're not really a thing anymore. And I do think that would be a disappointing factor to this event. But he did say, like, with the mystery boxes, they could make it up. And I think that that's true. They could make it up with mystery boxes. I haven't designed any mystery boxes because I don't normally do it. Plus, I've spent a lot of time designing the other aspects of the event. But yeah, I think a good way that they could get around this is definitely mystery boxes. They could have like 3 or 4 mystery boxes, different mystery boxes that maybe throughout the acts you earn different currency for, and you can use that to essentially fake gamble. Yeah, but I wanted to actually design the acts and add the characters, so this is what I've come up with. I think it's all very plausible, apart from one character who I could see them not potentially adding. I just couldn't resist not adding that character, but there is a good reason why they probably won't add that character. So that's my only one unrealistic aspect of this event, but let's go through it. So this is basically based around the Vegas Town Casino. So this was the casino that Nessie was added to, that Burns had in that one episode. We never actually got this particular casino in the game, which is really funny, because I actually think it's the only other casino Burns owned, so I think they were potentially planning to do this, because they didn't add this to the game. So if they're not going to add this to the game, they could have just thrown it to the store. I kind of believe that they may be holding off because they're going to add this later on to do a Burns 2 casino. But basically, the sea captain and his wife, they find a chest of sunken treasure worth millions. And when they come back to the pier to spend it, it turns out Burns has bought their boat, and in turn, any treasure that's on it. The sea captain objects to this, but Wiggin backs Burns up and tells him it's a new rule in Springfield. So make Burns collect the treasure and make Homer suck up to Burns. So that is the start up to the event, and there are going to be 4 event currencies. So the first act currency is going to be Ace of Spades. The second act is Bag of Casino Chips. I know in the casino event we had different coloured casino chips, but I just went with a bag of casino chips. I think that's fair. Number 3 is the cheap engagement rings, and number 4 is dreidels. So let's just bounce into the event. Starting off with the Gills deal. Now, Gills deals are often unrelated. Sometimes they can be like very heavily tied in. A good example is Princess Jules. That was actually tied into the quest line, but the character wasn't from the Into the Multiverse episode, nor was it like a great fit. Like, at least Noir Lisa and Anime Marge were fairly decent. They fit in with the event quite well because they were nice parallels to the other character, like Anime Homer and Noir Homer. So I kind of was thinking what would be a good Gills deal, and I came up with this because I think it ties into the quest line. I wanted to do like the sea captain finding treasure, and I found this episode that literally where that happens, like they find treasure and it gets taken. And so I figured, oh, well, I may as well throw this in as the Gills deal. So basically, this is the sea captain's ship with the sea captain's wife, and it's going to be 350 donuts, which may seem a little expensive, but I'm going to have a good feature for this. And that will be a special task, which is search for treasure. So every 24 hours you can send the ship to search for treasure, and this will earn you free donuts. So it's not a massive reward. Obviously, earning back your donuts will take a long ass time, but I think this is completely reasonable. I don't think that this is unreasonable. I think this is a fair thing to add to the Gills deal. They've done it before with Yahweh. Obviously, you can earn 7 donuts with him. It just takes 3 days to do it. So I think this is also fair. Maybe 2 donuts would be a bit fairer, but I don't know. I think Yahweh does, like, he's too difficult to get donuts. I think that's too tedious. I feel like just a simple 24-hour task, you send it every so often, you get free donuts. Just like, the Cosmo and the Donut Factory, where you can earn donuts from them as well. Or is it 1 donut? Or, like, I guess, I forget exactly how many donuts that those buildings give. I mean, if it's such a big deal, just make it so it only gets one donut. But like, I just think that would be a really cool feature for this ship. And then the sea captain's wife you get is a full playable character as well. Moving on, so this is the actual casino stuff. So Act 1 in the store is going to be the Cirque de Buffet, and this is going to come with Ernest and Gunther and Anastasia as an NPC. So Ernest and Gunther are going to be a 2-in-1 character, and Anastasia will be a separate NPC. So I think that's the best way to add them. I don't think they should be separate characters. I don't think they're significant enough to be separate characters. You never see one without the other, so I think it makes sense to add them as a 2-in-1. But I think a 3-in-1 with Anastasia on top would be really clunky when it's walking around the town. Not that I don't think it's not doable, so I figured it'd be best just to add Anastasia as a separate NPC. And they've done this before when they added like the Octoparrot, so it's not like it's completely within the realm of impossibility. So this will be 200 donuts. You're getting this cool Cirque de Buffet building. This will have to be somewhat tapped out exclusive because we only actually see the sign for it, but they could easily just put it together. And I think this is a perfect building. You know, it's a buffet that has like a sort of circus theme to it, so I figured they make sense to come with this. Moving on. So, the quest line. Hibbert begs for funding from Burns. Quimby begs for donations for the infrastructure bill, and Homer asks Burns for a raise. Burns reveals that instead he's going to go back to his casino idea, but Burns' casino is a lost cause. This time he's bringing Vegas to Springfield. So make Hibbert beg for funding, make Homer beg for a raise, make Quimby beg for donations, make Burns get building approval for a casino, and make Springfielders earn Ace of Spades, and this will unlock the Vegas Town Casino. So you get this as a building in your town. Very nice looking casino for sure. I want them to make this big and beautiful, like because this is like the main building for the event. So I want this to be like luscious, okay? Moving on. Burns' casino opens and the town begins to flock to it, but Burns is mad about the competition. He asks Quimby to kill his competition by forcing the gambling commission to only allow one casino in Springfield. Quimby takes a bribe and does so because of that, and because of that, the Nero Manager is forced to close down Nero's, make Quimby shut down casinos, make Burns welcome guests, make gamblers go to casinos, ×5, and make Springfielders earn Ace of Spades, and this will unlock the win this car, I should say. Win this car, yeah, so you'll have this like little stand with the little ropes around it, and you get this little car on top of it, and it just says win this car. It was a thing in the casino episode. They didn't add it for some weird reason, so yeah, figured it makes sense to throw this in. Burns begins to buy up all the other casinos as extensions of his Vegas Town casino, and he invites Ernest and Gunther to open the expansion and welcome the new guests. But there is a bit of a disaster with the tiger. Make Ernest and Gunther open the event if you own them, make Burns watch the disaster, make Springfielders go to the casino, ×5, and make Springfielders earn Ace of Spades, and this will unlock quicksands. Yeah, this is just another kind of building. I think they should actually add it with the sign and make the building up. You can see it slightly in the background, but yeah, I just think they should just make this like another sort of tapped out exclusive building. It'd be really cool to have. Homer asks for a raise again and is given the job at the casino instead. Homer is told to look out for card counters and cheaters, and Homer agrees to do so. Homer goes to the casino. He goes to casino, spying on Skinner and Kirk and Bernice Hibbert. We'll have a few funny quest lines between those characters. So you make Homer spy on gamblers, make Burns expand more, make Springfielders earn Ace of Spades, and this will unlock the spend casino. So I think like this is just a casino that shows up in the background, but I think up here it says spend. I can't tell, but I'm just gonna go with I don't know what else it says, so just animate it so it says spend, and then just add this as the spend casino. At least that makes it, somewhat unique in terms of a name. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice looking one. Quite like the colours of this one, so I figured why not throw that one in there. And the Nero Manager is caught by Homer loitering around, and he is kicked out. And he's met by Marge. Marge asks him if he's alright, and he tells her no. Burns has bribed him out of business. He asks if she's Marge Simpson, the pro card counter, and she says yes. He asks her if she can help him take down Burns' business by draining his casino out of business. So you make Marge consider the offer, make Homer watch the floor, make Burns rake in the cash, and make Springfielders earn ace of spades. And this will unlock the Nero Manager. So this is the guy who runs the Nero Casino. He's seen in the Vegas Wife episode, and he's watching Homer, and then he throws Homer out. And I know he doesn't have a name, but I think he was significant enough of a character to warrant him being added in the game as a full playable character. So yeah, I figured he'd be a cool free character to have. Moving on. Act 2 comes out, and you get Scobo's Restaurant with Card Counting Helen and Card Counting Lovejoy. It was meant to be Card Counting Lovejoy. Card Counting Lovejoy for 175 donuts. Now, I know they don't often add 2 costumes. It's not like they do this often, or they've really even done this recently, where they've had 2 costumes with a building or 2 characters with a building. But it has been done in the past. It's not impossible. And I didn't want to split these 2 up. I kind of wanted them to have like animations together, and like I feel like their quest line should be together, so I didn't really want to split these dudes up, so I figured why not just throw them in with the same thing. I mean, they've done it before. I mean, we've even had combos like a few years ago where like we've had like 2 costumes in a combo, so it's not like it's entirely impossible. They can definitely do it, and yeah, like I said, I just didn't want to split them up, and I wanted like an extra slot in the prize track. So yeah, that's them for 175 donuts with Scobo's Restaurant. And also, boom, something else pops up in the store. It's the Super Premium. So there is going to be a stack of 60 donuts with the Label security guards for $4.99 or $4.99 or £4.99. I forgot to do separate symbols. Oops. Yeah, so either £4.99 or $4.99. You get these 2 dudes. There will be a 2-in-1 character. They're quite present in the Label, in the Sky Police episode, I should say. Obviously, they're the sort of main villains of the episode up until the dude comes out at the end. So I figured they make sense as the Super Premium thing. But if, for any reason, the final unlockable character wouldn't be added, which is a very good possibility, these guys could just fill in as the new final character. Even though they're not that great, or they could, or the event would have to probably be restructured a little bit. But yeah, these guys could just come in the prize track. But if they could add my big final character, which we'll see in a minute, then these guys could just come into the Super Premium. Anyway, let's move on. So Burns announces that he'll soon be buying a new location, the Church, to be a hotel for the Vegas Town Casino. Marge is not okay with this, and neither is Lovejoy and Helen. They tell Marge they need to put a stop to Burns. Marge agrees and goes to the Nero Manager to direct them to count cards. Make Marge figure out how the slot works, make Lovejoy figure out how the slots work, make Helen figure out how the slots work, and make Casino Managers make the Nero Casino Manager direct his team, make Homer look for card counters, and make Springfielders earn bags of casino chips. And this will unlock the slot machines. So this will just be a row of slot machines, and then after they'll be added to the store for 5 donuts or whatever. Yeah, they're not nothing too interesting. I just couldn't have it all filled up with buildings, so I needed to have some sort of decoration. I think a casino table would be nice to be added to the store as well, because I don't think we actually ever got one of them. But I'm like a little iffy on like interiors. I don't really like adding interiors, but I feel like with the slot machines at least you can do something with them. I don't know, so I went with that. Marge figures out how the slots work, and by talking to Homer, she learns his floor shifts. The Nero Manager has got database to make a system that predicts when to hit the slot machines to be able to get the jackpot. With all this in place, they can now count cards and win big bucks. So you make Marge count cards, make Lovejoy count cards, make Helen count cards, and make Homer walk the floor, make the Nero Manager rig the slot machines, and make Database rig the slot machines, and make Springfielders earn bags of casino chips, and this will unlock the card counting Marge. So yeah, you get this as a skin for Marge. Very, very cool. Would be very, very awesome to get. So yeah, that's just thrown in there. Marge, Lovejoy, and Helen are raking it in with Database's slot machine program. They are draining Burns' casino of a lot of money. Homer talks to Burns and he tells him he needs to watch out more. Someone is counting cards, and worse. And because of it, Burns has to close one of his expansions. So you make Burns close down an expansion, make Homer check the CCTV, make Marge count cards, make Springfield his own bag of casino chips, and this will unlock the shoe snow and gambling. Gambling, I spelled gambling wrong, oops. So you get snowshoe and gambling. So this will be this building here, the snowshoe, and then the Klondike sign there as well. You'll get this all as like one big sort of 2-in-1, 3-in-1, well 2-in-1 building with a sort of decoration, I guess. Yeah, I think this would be just really cool to have because we didn't get this big building last time. But the issue is when the buildings are just called gambling. I think for like file sake, they can't have like 4 buildings called gambling, and I think they might already have one called gambling. So they should just add this as like a big 2-in-1, I think. Homer figures out who it is. Homer figures out who it is, Marge and the Lovejoys. Homer confronts her and she reveals that Mr. Burns is running businesses and even bought the church. Ruining businesses, and he even bought the church. She had to do something. Homer says he has to turn her in, but Marge begs him not to. Make Marge try to convince Homer, make Homer be conflicted, make the Nero Manager find ways to drain money, and make Springfield his own bags of casino chips, and this will unlock the Jackpot Slot machine. So, the Jackpot Slot machine, which is right here. So, you get this big, huge, nice looking slot machine. This was in the Nessie episode. I just think this one looks so cool. I kind of want this to be its own separate decoration to the other slot machines. So I would like that to be added because it's a big one as well. Like look at it compared to Homer. Like Homer is half the size of it, so they could actually add this to be like really, really big in the game. Homer agrees to let Marge carry on, and he'll turn a blind eye. Marge and the Lovejoys continue to card count as the Nero Manager goes to the Jackpot Slot machine. But Burns tells Marge, the Nero Manager, and Homer that he had someone watching them this whole time, and he figured out what they were doing because Doug Blattner comes out and reveals he was the one who worked it all out. Make Marge, Helen, Lovejoy, and the Nero Manager be kicked out, and make Homer be fired, make Burns reveal his hand, and make Springfielders earn bags of casino chips, and this will unlock Doug Blattner. So this is the character that's played by Nathan Fielder, and he's in the Sky Police episode. He comes up at the end. He's not a very interesting character, not gonna lie, but I feel like I couldn't not add him because he's sort of, the big sort of climax of the Sky Police episode, and I think this event is mainly based on Sky Police / a tiny bit of the Nessie episode as well as a few other casino things thrown in there. So I couldn't not add him. But then as well, I feel like he should come with LaBelle. So I added the LaBelle here, but I guess they don't have to add this to the store. But I don't know. I feel like maybe they could take away the slot machines and add this as like a prize slot. I'm not sure, but I don't know why they can't just add things like with a prize. Like, I'm cool with them adding returning items. I'm like normally cool with it. So like if there's just one returning item there, they add it to the prize track, and then like alternatively there's a token there. That's cool. But I feel like it shouldn't waste a prize slot either, because they could just combine it with like a thing, because no one comes with the. So they've done this before, right? So, for example, during the very, very first Valentine's Day, we got the Sir Putz-a-Lot as a building. And then later on, during the game, they re-added the Sir Putz-a-Lot with Rod and Todd. So now, if you buy Sir Putz-a-Lot, you get Rod and Todd unlocked with it. And I feel like they should do the same thing with the LaBelle. So they re-add the LaBelle, but now the LaBelle comes with Doug Blattner. So, if the building gets added to mystery boxes in the future, it comes with Doug Blattner. I don't know. I feel like that's a good solution, personally, but who knows. Anyway, that's Act 2. Let's move on. Act 3. Boom. The Quality Inn with Card Counting Mel. So, yeah, this is 150 donuts. This is the building that they met in, as well as the Scobos. They met in Scobos when they were, planning it out. And then they met in the Quality Inn when they had all the money. So these are buildings that are relevant, like they're buildings that they were in. So I figured they'd make sense. So yeah, you get Card Counting Mel for 150 donuts as a costume. Very cool looking costume, actually. Marge, Homer, the Lovejoys, and the Nero Manager are out of luck and at a loss for what to do, as they are now unable to count cards. The Nero Manager, though, has a plan. Doug only is helping Burns because Burns took his business too, so they should give him a counteroffer, and they should go create a new casino rival. But how the gambling commission? But how the gambling commission won't allow it? They won't allow gambling, just everything around it, like restaurants, prizes, etc. Lovejoy says they've got someone that can still count cards for them too, Mel. So you make Homer help divert gamblers, make Marge divert gamblers, make the Nero Manager give a offer to Doug, make Doug consider the offer, make Springfielders earn cheap engagement rings, and this will unlock the Vegas or Bust bus. So there you go, you get this cool bus here with the Vegas or Bust on the side. Yeah, I think it looks quite nice actually, so that could be cool. Doug is on board and suggests creating a business that uses the name casino, but is not actually a casino. It can instead be a hotel or restaurant. Homer suggests they marry couples too, just like him and Marge got married in a Vegas-style chapel. So make Homer marry Vegas couples, make the Nero Manager craft his business, make Doug help craft the business, and make Marge throw bouquets, and make Springfielders earn cheap engagement rings, and this will unlock the Vic Tayback Hotel and Casino. So, yeah, you get this nice little building here. It appeared on the TV in the Simpsons house, but I think it could be like really, really nice actually. So you get the sign, the big silhouette light thing of this dude, and then this nice looking building here too. Burns sees their business and says it won't work. Doug and the Nero Manager, though, says that he's just scared. Homer says they could get more tourists if they bring Vegas to Springfield and maybe do a little trickery. No one knows where Springfield is, so they could trick people into thinking it's Vegas. So you have to, oh god, what? How did I do this? Place 5 dirt tiles, not palace. Place 5 dirt piles. So basically you'll have to place 5 dirt tiles to pretend it's Vegas. Make Bart redirect road signs, make Homer pretend it's Vegas, make Springfielders earn cheap engagement rings, and you will unlock the Las Vegas sign. So I feel like this one will be, it's not like an amazing decoration or anything, but I don't know, it's a funky looking sign. I figured why not throw it in there. So yeah, you get this as a decoration. And then Burns begins to tell tourists that he's the real casino and that Homer's and Co.'s casino doesn't even have gambling games. They begin, I keep spelling gambling wrong, I think. They begin to lose customers, and it looks like they actually just help Burns out, but Agnes tells them she has an idea. Bingo isn't considered gambling by the Gaming Commission, and everyone loves a game of bingo. They just have to have big prizes to get punters in. So make Homer raid Flanders' house, make Agnes host bingo, make Burns try to bring the tourists in, make Springfielders earn engagement rings, and this will unlock the Vegas golf car. So yeah, you get this as a decoration. This just appeared like randomly, but I actually think it looks kind of cool. You have like the little I Love Vegas hat, you know, it looks broken and a bit destroyed, and you have the golf things on the bottom. I don't know why, I actually quite like this. This just appeared in the Viva Ned Flanders episode again, but I feel like this, yeah, it's a nice looking, I feel like it'll be a cool little decoration. Burns is mad as all the tourists are going for the bingo, but after the first game, Homer can't find anything else in Flanders' house. The redirect is short-lived, and all of the tourists go to gamble at Vegas Town. So make Homer try to convince tourists, make Agnes give out bingo prizes, make Burns celebrate his victory, make Marge try to convince tourists, and make Springfielders earn cheap engagement rings, and you unlock card counting Agnes as a full playable character, as a costume for Agnes. Yeah, cool costume. Another, to complete the card counting team. That should be a separate category as well, by the way. They can have a casino 2 category, but I really want like a card counting category for all the costumes. But yeah, nice little character or costume. Boom! Act 4 comes out. We have the Atheist Strip Club with card counting Ned for 150 donuts. Appearing tonight is Crystal Hitchens. Okay, so this is the dream sequence building. I realize that, but it's a dream sequence within Sky Police. They basically fear what the church could become if they don't get the funding, and then they kind of imagine that the church is now an atheist strip club. So the main reason why I kind of wanted this added is because I think it makes sense to come with Ned, kind of, and I feel like they could do something really interesting with the quest line with Ned's costume. because I don't expect them to like do, you know, every single one of the quest lines for these costumes to be based around like card counting. So I figured that it'd be funny if it was based around like him having to, like, thinking that the church is gone and it's been replaced with the atheist strip club, and him like trying to like convert it back to a church. So that's the main reason why, and I actually think it'd be a cool building to get. So this is Act 4. Marge and the team need to put a stop to Burns once and for all, and Flanders is now in on it too. They can't, though, due to the law that was passed, but when all hope is lost, when all hope is lost, Sideshow Mel mentions that there might be a way around it. Under a religious freedom law, they can have a casino game if it's part of religious worship. Krusty tells Mel that he can help them with this one, so make Krusty fake a Toraverse, make Marge help set up the casino, make Agnes help set up the casino, make Homer help set up the casino, and make Springfielders earn dreidels, and this will unlock lamp oil. So this is kind of a Christmas themed building, but it has casino inside of it, so I figured why not add this as a building. So this will be, it would be kind of be like a little, it would be a bit like the what's it called, Santa's Village, is it, or the one that comes with the Santa Homer costume. It'll be a bit like that building, I think, but yeah, could be a pretty cool building. The new casino is up and the tourists begin to come, but Burns still has a sizable membership. Mel, Flanders and Agnes go count cards and rig their slot machines, and Wiggum investigates the place, telling them that only Burns can have a casino, but Krusty BS's some Toraverses and says that this is actually an obscure Jewish practice. So make Krusty lie about Jewish practices, make Mel, Agnes and Flanders card count, make Homer host a game, make Wiggum believe in Krusty's lie, and make Springfielders earn dreidels, and this will unlock the dreidel table. So yeah, I actually think this could be a coolish. It couldn't be like massive or anything, but basically you'd have like the big dreidel there and the thing, and yeah, and just add the table in as a decoration. Burns is losing more and more gamblers, and the others are winning and draining Burns of his money. But Burns is having something constructed. Doug says whatever it is, it's big, and it will likely attract more guests to his casino, so they need to beat him at his game. Mel asks Krusty if they can bring the show to the casino, but Krusty shuts this idea right down. He's like, no. Homer instead asks Lance Murdoch if he will help. Lance agrees to put on a nightly show for the people. So make Lance organize a show, if you own him. Make Burns organize the construction, or his secret construction, I should say. Make Marge welcome guests. Make Homer host games. Make Springfielders spin the dreidel, ×5. And make Springfielders earn dreidels. And you will unlock Lance Murdoch's sewer cycle. So yeah, I feel like this should have both this and then also the landing podium as well as one big decoration. And as well, obviously, I haven't included this, but obvious reasons, this will include an animation for Lance Murdoch, a new animation. I hope that doesn't have to be said. Yeah, the fact that this wasn't added with Lance Murdoch is a travesty. I'm still pissed at how Lance Murdoch was added. He was added with that shitty little pool that doesn't even look great on its own. It only kind of looks kind of cool, a little bit cool when you tap it and the animals pop up. But even then, it's not that amazing. The fact that Lance Murdoch wasn't added with this or the Springfield Speedway, which he was seen on, because he did hit one of his stunts on the Springfield Speedway. Like, there were so many, like, cool things he could have come with, but they added him with that shitty pool. That was so disappointing, and so, obviously, this needs to be in the prize track. Burns' construction is nearly finished, and Marge, Homer, and Co. are worried about what it may be. But at that moment, they have more gamblers than Burns. Ned goes undercover and listens into a conversation with Burns and Smithers and finds out it's a roller coaster that's being built. The team know this will lose them a lot of gamblers, but Marge has an idea. Beat Burns at his own game. So make Marge bribe Quimby, make Quimby accept a bribe, make Ned listen into conversations, make Springfielders earn dreidels, and you will unlock the Vegas roller coaster. So this roller coaster appeared in, I forget exactly which episode now, but basically there's an episode where Homer and Carl and Lenny are going to go to Vegas, but then Homer ends up not being able to because he has to take Bart somewhere. And I think Lenny and Carl call Homer whilst they're on this roller coaster. So it's a lot bigger than this. It kind of like pans out. But I figured this would be a really, really cool big ass building to have in the game. Like, this is kind of like what I see as the climax building of the event. Like, you know, the first building you get is the Vegas Town building, which is a really nice building, and the last building you get is this awesome roller coaster. And so I do think it should just be like one big roller coaster, but yeah, it would look awesome as hell for sure. So that is my big climax building. Anyway, finally, Quimby passes a bill that will only allow Krusty Land approved rides, thus meaning Burns can't open his roller coaster up. Burns has to start to sell his expansions and decides to give up on the casino game altogether because he drained so much money trying to build that roller coaster. With his bribes no longer going to Quimby, Quimby allows more casinos to open, and thus Nero's is back open, Plato's is also back open, and Plato, the actual guy who owns it, is thankful they saved his business. So make Burns sell his casinos off, make Marge, Ned, Homer, Agnes, Mel, Helen, Lovejoy celebrate by spinning the dreidel, and make the Nero Manager open up Nero's. And also make Doug allow casinos to reopen. Wait, okay, I was like really concerned about confused about who Doug's character was. Apparently he just own the label, so I guess actually make Doug open the label would probably be a better task. And make Springfielders earn dreidels. And after all of that, you unlock Plato. Now, there is one issue with adding Plato in the game, and that is this. He's voiced by Phil Hartman. And it's like one tiny line where all he says is, I think like there's only one rule here, have fun. So like it's not like it's a massive role. And the reason why I'm like sort of like maybe they would add him is because of this, right? The reason why like Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure were retired is partly A, because it would be kind of disrespectful to recast them, and B, they were Phil Hartman's characters. Like, those characters were made because of Phil Hartman's voice. So I feel like adding them is a very, very different to adding like a character like this, who's just a minor, tiny character that Phil Hartman voiced once. And also, we actually already do have a Phil Hartman character in the game. God was voiced by Phil Hartman, I think twice actually. So, and they recasted him. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could add Plato, just don't have voice, obviously. And yeah, that's really it. I feel like there's a difference though between Plato and Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure. So that's why I decided just to add him anyway, and kind of, because it's an event idea anyway, it's for fun, so it's not serious. It's not like I'm actually designing this for EA. But like, yeah, it would be kind of cool if we got Plato in the game, because we have his casino, so why not? And also, he's such a minor character anyway, so it's not a big deal. But Mr. Burns says he may be defeated, but he will be back again. He is not done with the casino business yet. By the way, I've not got a third event or anything. I'm just doing this for like a dick tease. The Nero Manager says, fat chance. He's going to continue where Burns left off. And Marge turns to Homer and the card counting team. Oh, damn it. Here we go again. So make card counters count cards times 3. And make Homer rig slot machines. Obviously, card counters will just be any of the costumes you have. And make Homer rig slot machines. And that will be the end of the event. Very, very good. Very amazing event. Thank you, Magnus Robert. Oh, no, it's alright, mate. Yeah, no, I don't know. I like this event a lot. I was actually really glad with how this one turned out. I didn't think they could do much with casinos, but actually looking at it, I think there's actually a lot more stuff as well they could add too. So I do think there is like a lot of stuff they could do for a casino event, and it's kind of weird that they haven't added one yet. So yeah, definitely really happy with that idea, and I do think they should. They should do a casino event. So for the Sea Captain's Wife, we have for animations we have Find Sunken Treasure for 60 minutes. So this will be an animation on the boat, and she'll basically like be casting a net out to sea and then pulling it up, and then a bunch of treasure kind of comes up. She looks at it, you know, like all amazed, and then you know and then like maybe like an octopus tentacle then comes in and swoops the treasure down. That could be kind of cool. So like she throws the net into the sea, she pulls up a bunch of treasure. She's like, oh, treasure! And then a big octopus tentacle just comes out of the sea and just sweeps it all down. And then she's like, oh, and then it repeats. Burn mermaid figureheads for 4 hours. I feel like that could be a cool thing in the quest line, like the sea captain's obsession with like mermaid heads. I think that was that one time he tries to get married to one. The mermaid figurehead. Clean up fish guts for 8 hours. That will be on the ship. Clean the ship for 12 hours. They kind of make it like she does this in the episode, but basically she'll just be on the deck of the ship, just with a mop, basically cleaning it up. Leave the sea captain for 24 hours. That will be at the ship as well, where she'll be leaving the sea captain for good until you redo that task. For Ernest and Gunther, we've got stop Anastasia for 60 minutes. So this will include the NPC. And basically, Anastasia will be, getting angry and stuff, and they'll be like trying to calm her down. Now, I know that some people think that there might be a reason why they didn't add Ernest and Gunther in the original event, and that might be because of the fact that they haven't been used, I don't think, as of late. And obviously, a big thing was they're based on like 2 real people who have a tiger, and I think the tiger actually attacked them, right? Did the tiger kill one of them? I'm not sure. I don't remember. So there might be a reason why like Ernest and Gunther won't be added. Who knows? But I don't know. I feel like they might do it. So whatever. Stop Anastasia. They won't be getting attacked, but they'll just be like trying to calm her down, and maybe like she'll like roar or something. Find a target sanctuary for 4 hours. So that will be them trying to find. I feel like that could be a nice part of their quest line. Like they'll be like, okay, yeah, this is kind of like mean to the animal, so let's put it in a sanctuary. Practice for a show for 8 hours. This will just be at the Vegas town or Nero's, wherever. Put on a show for 12 hours. So this will be outside of the Cirque de Buffet that they have, and they'll basically just be putting on a show. So they'll be doing like tricks and stuff, like maybe throwing like Anastasia jumping through a hoop or something like that, maybe like them eating fire or whatever, just something cool and whimsical. And then recover from tiger injuries for 24 hours. That will be in the hospital. For the for the Nero's Manager, we've got test out slot rigging software. So this will be at the slots that you can unlock, the rower slots, where he'll just be sat in the middle of them, and he'll have like a computer, and he'll like the computer's like wired up, and then like he'll like click, he'll pull the lever, and then it will be like a loss, and then he'll like do something on the computer, pull it again, and then it will be a win, and he'll be like, yeah, this is completely exclusive, but I figured that'd be cool because it ties into the quest line that I did. Be a witness for Vegas weddings for 4 hours. This will be at Vegas Town or potentially Shogun's Pete's, I guess, as well. Run Nero's for 8 hours. That will be at Nero's. Oh, yeah, this would have to be at Nero's too, actually. Toss out of towners for 12 hours. So this will just be him with an NPC. This could actually be by the Vegas sign, potentially. That could be kind of cool. So, like, him next to the Vegas sign, and he'll have, like, some dude, like an NPC, and he'll just be, like, tossing them out. Like, get out, you out-of-towners. Which is what he does to Homer and Flanders when they basically reject the wedding wives or whatever. And then watch CCTV back for card counters for 24 hours. That will be in Nero's, of course. For card counting Helen, we've got recover from the frill for 60 minutes. So this will be her. This little chair will spawn, and it'll be her, like, talking as she's, like, recovering. I know that this was about, like, her and Lovejoy just having, like, a good role-playing, like, sex session. But I feel like, I don't know if they can go down that route. I kind of want them to go down it a little bit, but, like, just keep it mild. Like, keep it to snuggles, like they did with the Loveco. Like, Helen and Timothy have revitalized their snuggling. So Helen, count cards for 4 hours. So that will be at the LaBelle. Lead a card counting meeting for 8 hours. That will be, actually, the card counting thing could just be at any casino. Actually, maybe a cool thing with the count cards could be like with the Louis and Legs, with the businesses where they go from business to business. Maybe the count card task could be the card counters going from casino to casino. That could be really cool, actually. So it'd be like semi-animated. Lead a card counting meeting. That will be at Scobo's. Roleplay with Timothy. So this will be an animation at Scobo's where sort of at the corner of the building. Probably should get the building. At the corner of the building, so like here-ish, let's say, Helen would be like, maybe there'll be a lamp. Okay, I feel like they need to add a lamppost. So Helen will be like by the lamppost and be like, like woohoo, like basically pretending to be like a sex worker, but it's part of their role play. So like, I don't know. I think that could be kind of funny. Like, it's not too on the nose, well, it is on the nose, but I mean, like, it's not like, I don't think it's too obvious for like young children, you know. So yeah, and in the thing it would be like, oh, you could play. I could play like a snow. I could play like in that quest line, like Helen would be like, I will play like a snuggle worker. Whatever, like someone you buy snuggles off, and then Lovejoy's like, okay. It's like, well, should we meet and should we start the roleplay and I'll meet you? Yeah, basically like do that, keep it to snuggles, and then like anyone over like 14 knows what they're talking about. But hopefully like the young children that shouldn't even really be playing the game anyway, hopefully they don't know what that is. And then wear the outfit at home for 24 hours. That will just be at the Lovejoy house with obviously Helen wearing it at home. For Lovejoy, we've got collect cash for 60 minutes. So this will be him with a bag of cash, and then a bunch of it will flow away, and he'll be like trying to like scrape it up again. Count cards for 4 hours. That will be the same as Helen's, going to casino. Discuss new tactics for 8 hours. That will be at the Scobos. Be liberated with Helen. So there's two things they can do with this. One could be that Lovejoy is like a dog and Helen's just walking Lovejoy around. Oh my god, wait. No, Lovejoy has that task with his sheepdog, right? Walk his sheepdog. Couldn't they do like a Lovejoy's like, well, what do you mean I need to pretend to be the sheepdog? And Helen's like, it's part of the snuggle roleplay. Yeah, no, screw it. That's the task. So Lovejoy will be like a sheepdog, and Helen will be walking him. And then look for a third wheel for 24 hours. That will be implying that he's looking for a threesome. Okay. We're past the Lovejoy's sex thing. I don't know how, like, what else they could... it would be a travesty if they didn't do some sort of, like, something with these costumes, because that was, like, the whole point of their, like... I kind of like the idea, though, of the Lovejoys being, like, liberated sexually because of you know, going away from their religion for a bit. And, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, look for a third wheel. That would be anywhere, really. For card counting Marge, we have practice counting for 60 minutes. So this will be her This will just be her walking around, and she'll have a bunch of cards in her hand. She'll be reading them, and maybe she'll like toss one out or something, or maybe she'll reveal her hand and she'll be like disappointed and she'll try again to like, you know, card count. I don't know. I'm trying to think how they could work. Because the only other option is to have like an NPC, but I don't want there to be an NPC. I guess that's the only other option as well. They could have like an NPC and she's like sat down outside one of the buildings. Count cards for 4 hours. That will be her going to casino. Scope out new casino. Scope out casinos for 8 hours. This will be her probably also going to casino. I don't know. Yeah, screw it. Why not? Like, why not Marge have like pretty much 4 animations? Search for a new disguise for 12 hours. So this will spawn this little rack here, and basically Marge will just be putting on other costumes. I feel like that could be kind of cool as well. Yeah, and then disrupt gambling for 24 hours. That will be at the, I guess as well, other casino. That could just be in multiple casinos. Nah, that will be the label. Also, they could add a prey animation like she does at the end of the episode. I just don't think it's very interesting. That's the only issue. I feel like with the new disguise one, they could do like some cool like little things where Marge is wearing different outfits and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Moving on, we got Doug Blattner. Rant about gambling decreases for 60 minutes. So this will be him with a chart and basically just ranting and getting mad. Search for card counters for 4 hours. That'll be at the label. Run the label for 8 hours. That'll be at the label. Control the Bums Rushatron 2.0. So he'll be wearing this little thing here and controlling this robot basically, and like trying to control it. They could add this as an NPC as well. I just couldn't fit it within the prize track. I guess this could be added as an NPC too, but yeah. It's the animation. I kind of would like an animation with the robot though. So then for Sideshow Mel, we have Smoke and Gamble for 60 minutes. So him smoking with a big cigar and doing these little O's. I feel like that could be cool. Count cards for 4 hours again, same as Marge and Helen and Tim. Learn about new games for 8 hours. This will be at the label, I guess, or any other casino. keep a lookout for narcs. So this will be an animation at the Red Rash Inn. No, sorry, Red Rash. The Quality Inn, I should say. So he'll be like here or here, like outside of a door, and he'll be on the little balcony, and he'll be like looking out, and then like he'll hear something, or like a little cop NPC walks past, and he'll like try and hide behind the pole, or he'll like try and act normal, like try and act cool or something. Act chill, act normal. And then hide away money for 24 hours. This will be at the Quality Inn 2. And then for Agnes, we've got do money angels for 60 minutes. So a bunch of cash will appear on the floor, and Agnes will be doing like little angels in the cash and like, you know, smothering herself in the cash like she does in the episode. Count cards for 4 hours. Again, same task. Sing for gamblers for 8 hours. This will be at maybe the building that was in the prize track. This one, the Vic Tayback Hotel and Casino. Host bingo for 12 hours. So this will be outside this will be outside this, and she'll like a little bingo machine thingy pops up in front of her, and she'll just be like little bingo balls will pop out, and she'll be reading them, and she'll have like a microphone. I know it's not something she does in the episode, but it ties into the event that I designed. And then nag about the rules for 24 hours. That'll be at the Labelle. And then for Ned Flanders, we've got carry casino chips. So this will be him carrying it within his little robe thingies that he has, and like they'll be spilling out, and he'll be like picking them up and stuff, and then walking along. Count cards for 4 hours. Same one. Convert strip club to a church for 8 hours. Like I said, that was the quest line I kind of wanted to go for. Pray for guidance for 12 hours. So this will be outside the strip club. And my idea was that basically like little NPC strippers will be outside the strip club, and he'll be like praying, like ignoring them and praying like hard. I don't know. I feel like it could be kind of funny. And then have nightmares about what the church could become for 24 hours. That'll be at his house. And then for the security guards, we've got interrogate Homer. So, oh god, I generally think this could be really cool. So basically, the Homer will be tied down to a chair. The security guards will be either side of him, and they'll be like using this like device to like squeeze his head. I feel like that could be a cool animation actually. Gamble on their break for 4 hours. That'll be the Labelle. Keep an eye on the floor for 8 hours. Again, the Labelle. Toss out cheaters for 12 hours. So this will be at the Labelle, and they'll just both of them will just be like yeeting a bunch of like cheaters out of the building, like different NPCs. And then invent new interrogation techniques for 24 hours. That could also be at the Labelle or the Brown House or anything really. And then finally for Plato, we got read Plato's rules. So this will have his scroll, and he'll be reading all the rules, and obviously the only rules to have fun, so it'll be very quick. Rig the games for I feel like in his quest line, just make him out to be like a crook. I kind of like that idea. So rig the games for 4 hours. Welcome guests for 8 hours. Actually, it probably should be the other way around. Welcome guests for 4 hours and rig the games for 8 hours. So that'll be at Plato's. Ride the casino roller coaster. So this was my semi-exclusive animation for him, or my very exclusive animation for him. Instead of giving the animation to Lenny and Carl, which they could still do, don't get me wrong, I kind of wanted to give it to Plato. Have him riding on the big roller coaster. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, why not? So he'll just be like riding around on this big roller coaster. Could be really funny looking. And then scam old folks to bet on black for 24 hours. Yeah, that's it. So that is my Casino number 2 event. I hope you enjoyed. I personally really like how this one turned out. I know there's a few things that are a little iffy of like whether or not they add them. I'm not sure about Ernest and Gunther and what their like sort of stance on adding these characters is. I mean, they are parody characters after all. I know that they did the whole Simpsons predicted it thing, but it's like they are parody characters, so it's not like they get any legal trouble or anything. And then apart from that, the only other character is Plato, really. Obviously, with the issue of being voiced by Phil Hartman. But I feel like I kind of want him. I still want him in the game. But anyway, that's my event. Tell me your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What would you change? What would you improve? Maybe give me another character that you would like to see in the game. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.